Hey guys, happy Sunday and happy Father's Day. I hope you guys are having a fabulous day. And hey, before we get started, if you don't know who I am Tara with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot. If you want to learn a little bit more about me, you can check out the description box down below. Check out my website, kittensweightsandtarot.com. Maybe check out the witchy shop, Desert Cauldron, over on Etsy. And hey, over on my Etsy shop for Kittens, Weights, and Tarot and Desert Cauldron, there is a 20% off sale the whole month of June. So you have the whole rest of June to get 20% off all of my offerings, and also on my website, kittensweightsandtarot.com, where I also have all of my readings and all of my handmade goods as well. 20% off going on over there. So yay! And the code is Gemini Party, but it's already an instant 20% off. Hey, and I also want to thank all the people who have helped to support this channel. If you are looking to offer a little bit of help, you could check out my Patreon membership, my YouTube membership. And I want to thank all of my subscribers. So we are slowly chugging along, getting to 11,000. That is like pretty freaking awesome. So awesome sauce. So thank you to all of my subscribers. Thank you to all of my mighty moderators, all the people that hang out with us on Sundays, all the people that check out our videos and things like that. Oh, by the way, there's a video coming out tomorrow, and it's channeling narcissism. So I had a friend of mine come and be our guest interviewer. And so by the way, hey, Alexa, thank you so much for helping out. But that was a very interesting channeling. Wasn't expecting what came through. It was something claiming to be the Prince of Darkness himself, but it's probably just a culmination of all of the negative polarity. But anyway, what it had to share was rather interesting, fascinating about the whole topic of narcissism. So definitely check that out tomorrow, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. But hey, I wanted to give a shout out to my YouTube members. You know who they are because they have little colored kitty heads next to their names. But Kayla and Nancy, Astrid, Jolene, and Duality Tales, thank you so much. And to my patrons, Lily and Dana, Jamie, Kayla, Sugna Baby, Brandy, Jason, Brian, Palu, Crystal, Easy Does It, Ozjoel, 1111, Casey Gritter, and Calm Chaos. So thank you. Thank you guys so much. All righty. So hey, our buddy John is here. He's like, close. Hey. All right. So I hope you are doing well. And I hope you guys are all doing well. So yes, today is Father's Day here in the United States. And I want to give a shout out to all the dads in whatever capacity that you are in, and basically giving honor to the divine masculine. We honored the divine feminine back in May. And so today we honor the divine masculine, that nice, beautiful balance. So whether you are a foster dad, or you and your wife have had kids together, or maybe you have adopted some children, or maybe you are an animal daddy, or, all the capacities, your father figure, people who have stepped up to take care of those who look up to you. So to all the divine masculine out there, happy Father's Day. All right. So I thought maybe, okay, I put out a poll on Thursday, as I always do, to see what you guys would like for the Sunday live chat. And so it seemed like you guys wanted another light language activation. And I'm going to be pulling a few cards just to kind of get a better focus on what that light language activation should be about. But before we do that, we're going to dive into our weekly reading. And I highly encourage you guys to jump in on that weekly reading as well, because I think that it creates a more well-rounded reading where it's not just my higher self talking, but it's yours and everybody else's. And we all have our different backgrounds and beliefs and perspectives. We all all are a different aspect of source energy. So however it is that you access that intuition, access your higher self, whether it be just through straight channeling and connecting, or you're using, tarot cards or runes or whatever form it may be in, feel free to jump in. Okay. I have a newer deck. I'm so excited about this deck. I've been waiting over a month for this deck to show up. Hold on, I got I got decks galore over here right now. Okay, but I have the Awakening the Goddess Within Oracle cards by Scheherazade Barnes. And this is like, ha 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 ha, like the images, like the art, what goes on in the guidebook, everything's just freaking beautiful. So I would like to utilize this deck along with the Star Child Tarot for this weekly reading. That's how I will be accessing my intuition this morning. Okay, so let me get those cards out and let's see what we have cooked up for this week. Yay! Oh, by the way, while I do that, I guess I never got to, let's see. So my birthday was on Tuesday. Oh, so I didn't get to fill you guys in about my birthday. Oh, that's right. We had our little 1981 party on Sunday, but I didn't get to tell you guys what happened on Tuesday. Well, I mean, if you're over on the Instagrams, then you got to see the whole, like I posted basically in story picture form, everything that happened on my birthday. But basically, like I said, I didn't know where I was going on my birthday. It was going to be a surprise adventure. So I woke up to some gifts and a card, and I truly, truly loved it from my boyfriend. And then we started heading out, and one of the highways that we were going down was closed because there was, whole crash and everything. So we decided to take a little detour. We were going to see if we could go around and get to where we wanted to go through some back roads, but all those back roads were kind of blocked off as well. But in the meantime, we got to see some beautiful scenery, some beautiful places that we could go camping in the future. Freaking just the most amazing scenic views, and I try to capture it on film. I technically film my cell phone. I try to capture it with video. I try to capture it with pictures, but it's like it just doesn't do it justice. I know that we try to take as many pictures as possible, even with our beautiful, wonderful DSLR cameras, but it's like, nothing can replace the present moment with your, all of your senses in gear, not just your five senses, but the intuition, everything kicking in. It's just an all over experience, and it was so wonderful. So then we decided we are going to make it back onto the highway. And by the time we did, they were just opening it up. So we're like, yes. So we went down. We went through a town called Payson, which is a little mountain town. And we eventually made our way to our destination, the surprise destination, which I think that the whole trip there, that was like a wonderful gift as well. Kind of going just like these quiet, off the beaten path places with, where wildlife is looking at you like, what are you doing here? And it was just so amazing. I'm running out of adjectives to describe it, but it was wonderful. And we went and we found ourselves at Meteor Crater here in Arizona. And man, is that a big hole in the ground. It was actually really wonderful. And the energy, I don't know how to describe the energy. It was like energizing, and you could feel not really spirit. That's not really what I was feeling. It was like just like a big vibration. Like my hearing kept kind of going in and out. It was kind of buzzing there, but it was definitely interesting, and I appreciated it. And it was definitely a wonderful surprise because I've always wanted to go check out the meteor crater. So we went there. We were going to go to the petrified forest afterwards, but it was past their closing hours. Besides, we had a full, wonderful day already. And then when we got home, my boyfriend's sister had decorated the house and happy birthday stuff. So I had like a little disco ball, like sippy cup that I got. She got me these cool, like little disco ball, like crazy straws. And there was silly string, and there was like confetti poppers. And it was the little like kid in me was bouncing off the walls. It was pretty awesome. And then there were more gifts, and it was just like, wow, so spoiled. I loved it. It was wonderful. And then there are these high school kids that come over here to the barn to go work on their vehicle and use the tools and stuff like that. And my boyfriend knows them, and so got to hang out with the high schoolers. And one of them had their little girlfriend over, and we set our burn barrel ablaze. So it was like having a nice little bonfire on my birthday. I was like, yeah. So yeah, I thought it was wonderful. We didn't have time to pick up my cake on my birthday, so we picked up my cake the next day. So it was like day 2 of Tara's birthday, and we got to have my unicorn cake. And so again, I put all those pictures over on the Instagram if you wanted to go see. And then let's see. And then there was day 3 of my birthday because there was still another little adventure that my boyfriend wanted to take me on through the forest. And again, more beautiful scenery. I believe it was, is it Brown Creek? He remembers the name. And I don't remember the exact place we're at, but maybe I shouldn't mention the exact place because it's really beautiful, and maybe I want to keep it a secret. But anyway, we were in Sasquatch territory, and actually, I did feel Sasquatch energy. That was pretty awesome. And the reason I say that is because I did a channeling of Sasquatch for my Patreon and my YouTube members. So if you are a part of that, definitely go check out that Sasquatch channeling. That was indeed interesting. I must say. All right. John says, I haven't been able to donate for a reading. Not asking for a reading here. I imagine the energy from that shock would be amazing for sensitive. It sounds like you had a fun day. It was definitely, oh, dude, it was so freaking fun. Oh, and thank you, John, so much. Oh, wow. Thank you. You know what? I just, let me pull a card for you. I know you said you're not asking for a reading, but let me pull a little something for you. I just kind of feel like it. So, besides, you've been so kind, so generous to everybody here. You've been such a wonderful energy. Everybody in here is, you guys are. You're freaking amazeballs, all of you, to hang out with. And although I know that my physical peepers can't see you, I see you all energetically. And this is why I love hanging out with you guys on Sundays, because you're all of you, it's combined. You're all freaking amazeballs. I gotta find better adjectives. Magnifique, you know. But yeah, it was a fun days. Day 1, day 2, day 3. I don't know. I'm still kind of rolling off the vibes of my birthday, Let's see. Then my Uncle Tom's birthday was yesterday. So yay, Uncle Tom. Let's see whose birthday is also coming up. I had a few friends. Their birthdays are in June. I think it's the 22nd is my grandmother's birthday. So we're slowly approaching her birthday. And my stepmom, Rebecca. Hey, Rebecca. Her birthday is on the 20th. So her birthday is also quickly approaching. And I asked her what she is going to be doing. She says she's just going to try to score some free meals out of it. So, oh yeah. And I got a phone call from my dad on my birthday. It's been a long time since I've spoken to my dad, like well over a year. So it was a really nice phone call. That was another exciting and magical gift to get on my birthday. I got to talk to my dad. I talked to my stepmom the next day, or it was the day after. I don't know. We had a nice conversation as well. So it's pretty cool. And by the way, I do have to call my dad today, wish him a happy Father's Day. So after my live chat, I will definitely do that. Let's see. Silver Star Priestess says, hello, beautiful. Hey. She's saying hello to John. John says, brown is one of my favorite colors, but Brown Creek doesn't sound beautiful. It probably got the name because, well, at least I can speak for like my property where I have this, waterfall when the water's running. And it's usually, we have to have a monsoon for a large amount of water to be running to actually utilize that waterfall. But there's so much like clay and caliche and silt and just like so much going on in our dirt that whenever the water's running, it looks like Willy Wonka's chocolate river. So that's probably how it got its name, Brown Creek, because of the brown water. I'm sure that if we had enough rain and enough, of all of that, that eventually, it would not be brown water anymore. But because it is, just during monsoon season, the water runneth chocolate. Okay, so John, oh, okay. So here is the divine feminine energy for you today. And we have Mother Mary. Hey, and she says eternal faith. But I love that. What a great balance to today's, well, at least like I'm saying here in the United States, we have Father's Day. So what a beautiful balance to that Father's Day energy, that divine masculine energy. We have the embodiment of the divine feminine energy. So wonderful, wonderful. I love that. Um, so beautiful balance, for you. So yes, tapping in your divine masculine today, but also see where, because everything isn't energetically, everything isn't just like clear cut, everything like bleeds into each other, right? So maybe taking a look at to how your divine feminine energy utilizes that divine masculine, how your divine masculine energy also encompasses some of that divine feminine energy. So just something to take a little look into, have a little meditation on today. Let's see. Silver Star says probably why they named it brown, kind of like Greenland and Iceland. Tricky, tricky. It says that actually makes more sense. And John says, yeah, that desert clay is actually beautiful. And he says, goes with Jesus from last week. Almost have the whole family collect them all. I know, right? Oh wow, did I pull? I did for divine masculine. It was that Jesus energy, and now we have Mother Mary's energy. We're just gonna get the whole family in on it. That's awesome. um, but yeah, it was just so beautiful to be around all the big, beautiful pine trees around here. I mean, we have pine trees here, but where we were at for my birthday, just kind of going around the different like other mountain towns that we have here. And it's just like, I love when it's a dense, thick forest. Like there was like fir, there was cedar, there was freaking ponderosa, there was birch. There was just so many big, wonderful, beautiful trees, and the soil. I love it. It's just, it smells so dark and so rich. And it's like, interesting that my property is not too far from this property. It's literally like as the crow flies, like less than 20 miles from here, like 15 miles maybe, I don't know. But it's not too far away. And but it's like it's two different biomes, where mine, the trees are a lot shorter. You got your juniper pinyon, right? And then there's like little like baby cactuses you could see, sometimes like the hedgehog cactus and other types of cactus there, but it's not a whole lot. It's just mostly like juniper trees and a lot of rocks. And then over here you get like much bigger trees and not really any cactus, and it's like and more like a volcanic rock here, which is pretty cool. So that's what I love about Arizona is like, not everything looks the same, even its deserty parts, like when you go down into the valley where, by the way, if you're in Arizona and you're down in the valley, I'm so sorry that you're boiling in the heat right now. It's nice up here, but that doesn't mean, you can visit, but you can't stay. Um, but yeah, I have a few friends down in the valley. They're just like, oh, it's over 100 degrees right now. So yeah, they're dying in the desert. But anyway, oh, hey, look, hey, there's one of the, my pictures for my birthday. We were down on standing on the corner in Winslow, Arizona. So, and also that song popped up on the radio by Jackson Brown. Right after that picture was taken, I was like, a synchronicity much. So it was a beautiful, beautiful birthday. Um, And John says those conifers are full of crystals. The energy use really intense among both these spaces. I used to go to the timber line all the time as a small kid. Oh, nice. Oh, and then Duality Tales says, win slow. Yes, where we come to win slow. Nice. Okay, guys. So let's pull some cards for this week. Oh, and hey, some more birthday pics popping up. I like it. See? So if you missed some of the pictures that were on Instagrams, you might see some here. That's wonderful. Okay, so I want to get an overall energy for this upcoming week. I don't know what the messages are going to be, so maybe it's something to meditate on, something to work on, some aha, or like something just like, sup about this week. So anyway, and Duality Tales saying hello. Okay, so I have that card. I haven't turned it over yet. I will turn it over in un momento. And then I have my Star Child Tarot. This is the OG like Star Child Tarot. I think this is the one before it was like, this was like the indie version of Danielle Knowles' deck. I'm such a fan of her art. Like, I fangirl about her. Okay, there's one. I want to pull a few more cards. Silver Star says, I don't have IG, so I love the cute pics. Oh, yeah, I know not everybody's on Instagram, so yes, I appreciate my boyfriend popping up those pictures for you guys. Okay, let's pull one more carta. Bada boom, bada bing. Okie dokie. So turning over this card. Ooh, Freya. Inner Warrior. There we go. Freya. Such beautiful art. Okay, so let's tap into this. Ooh, I'm getting for this upcoming week, don't play small. Not allowing ourselves to, and remember, everything is a lesson, so it's, you take it as you will. But what the Freya energy is saying is try your best not to fall into the habit of thinking you can't do something before you've even tried. So if there's something that comes up for you this week, that maybe you've shied away from in the past, or I'm not ready to, I don't think saying I'm not ready to try it, but it's not because you're not ready, it's because you might be afraid that you might fail or that you might look silly. And Freya's saying, you have this, technically, yes, I know we're all living in infinite timelines in this very present moment, but in this very present moment, you have this one beautiful life, in a plethora, yes, in a sea of our future lives and our past lives. But in this moment, you have this one life. And if everybody is just an aspect of us, everybody is an aspect of our reality, our perception, we've, in essence, created this world around us, and we've created all these people, then what does it matter if we think we look silly in front of them? The point is to be silly. Sometimes, yes, it is the point to be serious sometimes in this lifetime, but it's to try new things and it's to have fun. And of all the souls that I've ever spoken to that have shed their vessel, they've never said, man, I wish that I tried less things in my lifetime. It was always, I wanted to try this and this. And oftentimes that's why they love hanging out with us. Some of our departed loved ones is because they get to, tap in through their soul energy to our soul energy, and they get to experience the things that they didn't get to experience here on earth. But also they they are so grateful for the things they did get to experience. So think about that this upcoming week when there's something where you're like, but I really don't like roller coasters, or I've really never tried to make chow mein before, or I don't know, I've never really tried to teach my dog new tricks. It's like, just go ahead and try. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? Okay, so we quote unquote fail. Okay, well, we decide either we didn't like what we tried, or we really liked it and we want to try again. So this is all about trying new things this week. This is not about being small. This is not about shying away and saying, oh, I can't do it, because you're, maybe afraid that people are going to look down on you, or they're going to think you look silly. You know what? People project their own issues, their own emotions onto us. So if we're trying something and they're like looking at you like, well, I don't know why you're trying that, that's because they themselves are too scared to try it. And so they want you to not try it in order to appease their own ego. So keep that in mind, and just do you. You do you, boo. That is the message for this week, is just try it out. You never know. You never know if you can make an ice cream cake. You never know if, you'll end up having crazy fun at the karaoke bar. You never know if you actually do end up getting Rover to roll over, So definitely try it out. Okay, let's take a look at what Daniel Knowles, Star Child Tarot, has to say. We have the Six of Wands. I'm loving it. We have the King of Crystals. The king. Is good to be the king. And then we have the Knight of Cups. Such beautiful art, man. Silver Star says, only social media I have is right here. It says, OMG. WTF, I'm so tripping. I was just reading about her. Seriously? Girl, simpatico. Freya energy. She's Mother Mary's Aphrodite energy. Oh, nice. And she's Venus, and Friday the 13th we just had on Venus Day. Holy heck. Nice. That's right. Friday the 13th, that was the divine feminine number, which has been tweaked, and well, that's what happens here on planet Earth. Okay, so taking a look at these cards, again, our Six of Wands, our King of Pentacles, and our Knight of Cups, while keeping in mind that beautiful inner warrior, Freya energy that is like, you do you, boo. Okay, so tapping into this. Okay, so I would say that this upcoming week, this isn't so much ooh, beware of this, or you look out for this, or but more just something to keep in mind that you guys already know. But sometimes we need a little reminder from time to time. Remember that even if you don't consider yourself a teacher, like you're like, well, I've never had a teaching credential, I'm not a teacher. We're all teachers and students. That's the duality of all things. We are all shadow, we are all light, we are all positive, we are all negative, we are all teacher, we are all student. We have this beautiful duality about this third dimension. That's why a lot of us decide to incarnate here, is because it is this beautiful mix of duality, because everything isn't all just one thing. Everything isn't clear cut. Remember, I was saying that everything bleeds together. Everything is something within something else. It's basically the eternal Fibonacci sequence in all things, in our thoughts, in light, in frequency, in everything. And so even though you may not consider yourself the teacher, which you are, even if you don't know it, everybody is watching. Everybody is feeling in some way. I'm not saying that if you're going to go try a new thing, everybody's staring at you like, is he or she going to do it? Are they going to do it? But more, people feel that in the collective consciousness, that collective consciousness, every time somebody tries something new and there's new new pathways, energies opening, frequencies being raised. That helps the whole. That helps everyone. So that's adding that experience into that collective consciousness. So the next time somebody clear across the planet or clear across this galaxy or this entire third dimensional plane wants to try something, all they need to do is now tap into that energy that you just put in there, the energy of trying. I did something even though I felt nervous about it, or even though I felt scared about it, or even though I was a little anxious about it, but I tried it anyway. And it was a learning experience. Maybe I learned what I liked, maybe I learned what I didn't like, but that got put up there in that cloud, so to speak, that collective consciousness, and somebody else is tapping into it so that they have the confidence to try something that they've never tried before. So they don't necessarily need to know you and where you live or even hang out in your city, but everybody subconsciously in our energetic form, we tap into that collective. We are all a part of that collective, all these animals, all these plants, us. And like I said, this isn't new news for you guys. I know you guys know this, but this is something really coming strongly in from with Freya, is that she thinks that everybody, myself included, we all need this reminder, so that next time we're trying something, you're not just trying something for you, but you're trying something for everything in existence here. So that tree that's like, before it becomes a tree and it's still beneath the earth and its little, seed form. And it's like, I don't know. Should I bust through? I don't know what's on the other side, but it's going to tap into that collective energy and it's going to give it a try. Or, the dog that's afraid to make friends with I don't know, another species. And it's like, I don't know. I've never made friends with a deer before, but I might go give it a try because I'm going to tap into that collective consciousness energy. So definitely tap in to help you as well. So if you are feeling a little hesitant, a little scared, a little self-conscious about this thing, whatever it is that you guys are going to be faced with this week, tap into that collective consciousness. All the people, including all the incarnations that you've been, all the incarnations that you are right now, tap into it to help you gain that confidence to at least try. And remember that whatever the outcome is going to aid the whole. So just a little reminder, you do you, get her done, and have some fun. Let's see. Let's go back here. Who was wondering, could you do a reading for next week too? Well, this is for the upcoming week. So this is all the way until Saturday, the 21st. So basically this whole next week. And then a Silver Star says Friday the 13th is her day. I have chills still. Who says I'm not in a good situation, that's why I'm asking. Oh no. Well, I am sorry to hear that. So I think that with the message from this week's reading, about doing something that we haven't tried before, even though if we're a little nervous about it, whether it's trying on a new color we've never worn before, like new outfit, or maybe it's lending our voice to something we've never done that before, or maybe it's speaking up in a way that we've never done before, or maybe it's going out and introducing yourself to the cashier, and striking up a conversation, something that maybe you'd be a little hesitant to do in the past. Whatever puts us outside of our comfort zone. I feel that, Pooh, what you're saying is that you're a little, you're not feeling well right now in your situation, that whatever's coming up this week, I feel that if you try to step out of what your normal MO is, how you would normally do things, maybe it's like, oh, well, I normally don't try that, so I never try that. Or I normally never speak up about that, so I never speak up about that. But if you end up doing something that is outside of your norm, your whole timeline changes, which means that everything that following week, not, the week after this week, is going to shift and change. You're going to have different opportunities. It's going to be a whole new playground for you. So, what I'm trying to say is what we look into right now, let's say 2 weeks ahead of time, is just based on our energy in this very moment. But because we might shift our energy this upcoming week because we're going to, you know, try something new maybe, or do something that is outside of our comfort zone. We've now created a higher vibration of ourselves, a different frequency of ourselves, which means that everything that's in alignment with that is going to change. Your situation, your opportunities, the people that are in your life, everything shifts just a little bit. And that happens every time we step outside of our comfort zone. Everything shifts just a little bit more, a little bit more, and a little bit more to get things more in alignment with what does make us feel better about ourselves, what does make us feel good. So my advice is to, whatever it is that comes up for you this week, try to step out of your comfort zone a little bit more. So that way, you know, you are in more alignment in these upcoming weeks to what you truly do want, because you're creating a new timeline, a new future for yourself every time you make those choices. So hope that helps. Everybody's saying hello and giving hugs to Pooh. Silver Star says, getting a deck, I'll pull a card to add to the message. Usually they sync up. They certainly do. That's what I say. I love when you guys do that. That's freaking awesome. Okay. So let me put this away. And I wanted to pull a few cards to get a focus for our light language activation that we're going to do. I wanted to kind of have it centered around the divine masculine, because in America it's Father's Day today. But I wasn't quite sure kind of what I wanted to connect to, not like exactly what I wanted to connect to, but I want to have like a topic in mind, and then I kind of channel that topic, you know, and whatever comes through comes through. So let me grab a deck with you guys. Let's do the Rose Oracle, the art by Katie Louise, and the author is Rebecca Campbell. And also, I'm going to go back to this Awakening the Goddess Within because it's a beautiful deck. Okay, so let's ask about this energy here. Okay, what is the focus of this light activation? We need a focus. Give me a focus. I don't know why I have Ozzy Osbourne playing in my head right now. Okay, sorry. I'm like listening to like all the collective music. You guys have such great radio stations. I love how that happens with my intuition. It's like each of you guys is like a different song. So when all of you guys are together, I mean, technically we're not in a room together, but we've all gathered together here. So it's like all these different songs and radio stations going on in my head. And I'm like, okay. So it looks like we have our silkies. Okay, you go there. Alrighty, let's take a look. We have Nematona, Sacred Sanctuary. And I have said to my boyfriend that this is a beautiful card, that I would totally wear that outfit in the forest. Maybe I have worn that outfit in the forest, but you know, it's just so much like earthy, Gaia, forests. I want to hang out by the lake, creek vibes. And then we have Trust the Seasons, embracing change, cycles of life, transition, and growth. Okay. All right. So I am going to give me a moment to kind of tap in and clarify this energy, and then we'll do our light language activation. So, okay. Let me just do this. Okay. Okay, so what is the best activation for our best and highest good for all those who will watch this, who are watching now, and all those who will never see this but will need to tap into that energy in the collective consciousness? That is my intention. Okay, all right. Well, um, so the light activation is going to be akin to some of the oldest and mightiest trees that we think of on this planet. So some people think of the giant redwoods, in Northern California and, on into Oregon and stuff. Some people think of mighty oak trees or beautiful, giant pine trees, ponderosa pines and firs and things like that. So this is taking some of the oldest, most long-standing type trees, and connecting not only to their earthly form but also into their energetic form, and being able to feel just the ever eternal life cycle, of growth, death, rebirth, growth, death, rebirth. And so helping us to integrate that so that we feel less anxious about trying something that we've never tried before, less anxious about change in the future, and reminding us that change is the eternal constant on in everything, all planes of existence, not just the third dimension, but taking into that, into account all of that, so that we feel more curiosity and joy towards trying something new and having things change in our life, instead of feeling um, I don't know, more like anxious or fearful about that change. So, helping us to tap more into our soul aspect, where our soul loves that constant change. That's why it came here to Earth in the first place. It was because it came here to learn something different, something new. It wanted to change. It wants to change its frequency. It wants to, ascend, or whatever our different soul missions are. It has something for us. So it wants this beautiful human experience that we're having right now. And it's only our human vessel that doesn't understand what lay after there's no more vessel. It doesn't understand what came before it was a vessel. So it tends to get very scared. So this is helping us to understand when it's the vessel talking, and understand when it's our soul, asking for that change. And if it is our soul that is our vessel, that it's like, no, 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 no change. I like things the way they are. Then being able to understand that, look at it like, a child. How would you make a child feel better? Listen to that child. So helping us to open up to that as well. Try to figure out where the fear is actually coming from in that vessel, from that higher perspective, which is our soul, and helping us to stand more into that soul energy. So that is going to be the focus of our light language activation. I am excited about this. Okay, so let me put that in there so my cards don't fly away, fly away. All right. And I'm going to have a little drink of water. Stay hydrated, for my friends. Okay, dokie. Yummy, yummy. Okay. YouTube is lagging behind on this laptop. Okay. Let me go back here. Wow. Okay. A lot of comments have happened since then. It was like the chat got stuck or something. Okay. Silver Star says, I grabbed the Lover's Oracle, not usually my go to, but it was calling me. Looking inside yourself, examining what the root cause of the feelings that are coming up to give yourself some space to reflect, trust, and have faith that all will work out. Was the message from the cards. Close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve joy, allowing it in your life regardless of your circumstances. Yes. Hey, our friend Carrie Ann is here. Hello, hello. And Anita. Um, and then Anita says, I'm having champagne. Well, lovely, lovely. Carrie says, do you see my relationship with somebody working out? We will do super chats and super stickers after our light language activation. So do stay tuned. So if you want to hang out for just a bit, um, and Anita was saying it's with pineapple juice, which is the best. Ooh, champagne and pineapple juice. I haven't had that before. It's been a long time since I have had champagne, probably at a friend's wedding. And I think her wedding was like in 2015. So, but you know what? That does sound delicious. And John says, a cedar dropped a fruiting branch tip in my path on Friday. The message I took was basically the same. Wow. Okay. All right. All right. Oh, whew. A plume of little bitey bugs just showed up. That signals to me that there is a negative energy that does not want us to have our light language activation. Go away, plume of biting gnats. Oh, they're all attracted to the light. That's why all the that's why all the gnats are here. They're like, "Rrr." So they're all like bitey bitey. Okay. Let's go ahead and dive into this. So let me get myself nice and situated and stop getting bit and itchy by these little gnats. Like, ow. um, but all of a sudden, they just seem to be attracted to this light here. Okay. Okay, they may have moved on. Keep moving. Keep moving. Okay. So let's do this. Mm, Ma at Yuman. Rin ay kyalat doka. E e kan a me a enewa ninyawa inewa do ana ayonge yonge anya emba ha 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 ba ema ha ema ya ya me 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 ya ay 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 ma a a mega jama em hallelujah ay me ma Emma, Emma, Enema, Emma, Enema, Emma, 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 Hallelujah, Mama. Mama, mama, Maya, 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 Maya,
I am my
Whew. Oh, hey, hummingbird. Wow, okay. Woo. So hot. Wow. That was some wow, it was like I was wow, just like oh what was coming through was like this giant tree, but bigger than any tree you've ever seen, like almost as big as the planet itself. It was like this mighty tree, and it was like starting at its roots, and it's like we were moving up through up into its branches and up into where it gets its downloads and just like going straight to oh my gosh, it was I wish I could describe it to you guys. It was like going straight to source and then flying back down like through all planes of existence, through this tree, through its branches, through its roots, you know, down, back down and grounded. And whew, whew, I'm gonna have myself a little bit of water on that. Anita said cedar, the house in Lebanon, Beth Horon, Shara, princess of power, high priestess. Ooh. Silver Star says you need some smoke around you. Incense will work. Definitely. Anita says, I hear I am Elie, Asher Elie. I also hear from Mats. Hi, baby Mats. Says that was amazingly beautiful. And Idrazio, I can't spell her right now, but her, the tree of life, and Tiferet. Yes, and John says, I feel this in my lower belly, like the roots of a large tree, or low, like a subterranean river flowing through the ancient collective consciousness. Yeah, it was, whoo! Yeah, it was just like, yeah, starting in the womb or the belly, the roots of this thing, and then just like flying up to where it gets its downloads from, and then grounded back down, so grounded, so grounded. It was like I could feel this like whole vibration in my body. I was like, it felt so nice. Wow. And thank you guys for allowing me to do that light activation for you. Wow. I'm like, oh look, and there's no more little gnats. They just magically disappeared. Let's see. Anita says, come on, living water she just gave us. Oh, wow. And Silver Star says, it was the world tree. I was feeling that too. John says he feels like he's buzzing. I feel like I'm buzzing right now. That's why I'm like, blah, blah. Like I can't even talk at this moment. I'm like, like, can I just like lay out under the trees right now? I wish there was like actually some grass back there. I would just like lay in the grass underneath the tree right now and just be like, okay, I'm laying amongst your roots right now. This is amazing. um, Anita says it's magic, you know, and never believe it's not so. Yes, I mean, magic is what we are. Everything is magic. I mean, wow. Wow. Well, okay. While I collect blah, English. While I collect myself, if you guys would like to do super chats and super stickers right now, we could do that. Let me find a deck that, okay. Oh, this is what I wanted to do with super chats and super stickers. Yes. Oh, hey, you guys, there's a picture of Meteor Crater. Oh, that's where I was. If you guys would just like, you know, to get a, you know, words, you guys, palabras. I'm having a problem. If you guys just want, you know, a general read, or, you know, you have a specific question, of course, we could do that with the one card. But there is a deck that our mighty moderator Kayla had sent me, and it's the physical features deck. And I found this to be really fun for describing the energy that's most working with us right now. So it sometimes is a ascended master energy. Sometimes I have found that it is a god or goddess energy. Sometimes it's an ET energy. Sometimes it's an animal energy. Well, whatever it may be, I thought this deck was really fun. So you guys have an option for these super chats and super stickers. We could either have me just pull a card for a personal question that you have, or a general read, or instead, if you would like to have me pull a few cards to get a description of the energy that is closest to you right now working with you so that you could tap into that energy, then we could do that as well. But just let me know whether you just want me to pull a card for you based on the question that you have, or if you would like actually just to tap into a spirit guide or guide that is hanging out with you right now, and we could take a look at its physical features. Although, yes, I know that when things are in spirit, technically there are no features, but it helps our our human self to understand these features so that we can connect to it. So I thought I would put that there. Okay, let's see. Silver Star says, definitely another confirmation and what I've been feeling this week. Wow, that was beautiful. And John says, I'm going to sit with a piece of copal when I get home in like 8 hours. Anita says, I love that crater. Yes, meteor crater. I got to go see that on my birthday. It was buzzing with energy. Like my hearing was like going in and out. It was freaking amazeballs. Okay. So, oh, hey. So our buddy John has a super sticker there. So, yeah. We could do a question. We could also take a look at the physical features if they had a vessel of the guide that is most closely working with us right now. So I'm going to take these cards out just based on what you guys would like. Okay. All right. And I will have a sip of water. But yeah, so now's the time for super chats and super stickers. Basically, it's just a donation. You decide on the donation, and then I pull a card for you. So that way we have an equal energetic exchange. Mm. Just reading some of your guys' comments. Yeah. Like I said, I don't really know how to describe meteor crater. Okay, yes, like on the surface, it's a giant crater. It's a giant hole in the ground. But the energy is like, I don't know, it buzzes. And like I said, it's not like spirit energy that I feel. I can't really pinpoint it. I really don't have words to describe it other than like you feel like you're buzzing, like you're vibrating, and like my hearing kept kind of like going in and out, or get like really high pitched like that. Um hmm, hmm. Yeah. I really liked it there. I felt a sense of peace there and calm. Like you would think that something where like an impact was, that it would feel like maybe fiery, or but to me it felt very, even though I was buzzing, it felt like calm, peaceful, like you're safe here. Yeah, that's kind of like the message I was getting when I was there, was like you're safe here. So interesting. All right, you guys. So, like I said, we could do some super chat, super stickers. I know John had donated earlier, and I know, yes, I pulled a card for you, but I could pull another. So it could be like an actual question that you have, or this, which I think is really fun. I mean, I've been having fun with it, is pulling out maybe the physical features of a particular guide. And then when you go into meditation, you can, do with that knowledge as you please to kind of connect to that energy, maybe help you like pinpoint it a little bit easier. I don't know, just based on how you guys do your meditations. But I thought that would be a lot of fun. Okay, so let me just do a little refresh on this chat again. Silver Star says, there's a crater here. I am going to try this fall. You can go snorkeling and swimming in there. Really? Wow, that is so cool. John says, I think this was from before. Oh, the super chat from before. Oh, okay, gotcha. Anita says, it is more alien. Maybe that's what I was getting when I was there. And then John says, I got a lapis pendulum as a touchstone for an energy known right now simply as ZA or ZA. I'll take a reading on them still just the sitting in their energy stage. They confirmed they're like this. Oh, okay. All right. So, hmm. Okay, so maybe a reading on them. All right. So ZA. So let's pull a little card then. Um, just have a little okie dokie. All right. So ZA or ZA. What an interesting energy, John. Um, not hearing any music this time, but it seemed like, how do I describe this? And again, this is just my perspective. So it's, I'm not saying they actually look like this, but it's just like how my soul's trying to interpret their energy. And it was like uh, an ocean full of rose petals. And you know how when you it's like, you lift your hand out of the water and then you pull your hand down and how the water kind of sinks in. It's like the rose petals sinking in, but it's like undulating, like continuing to sink in. It's like water that forever like undulates, like goes down inward, up and around, down. And I don't know how you even describe that, but it's like the water going down, but also it's just continually doing this. And so it's like seeing the rose petals, just it's like covered. It's like an ocean of rose petals doing this. I don't know how to describe it. That was my best shot. Okay. And Anita says, YouTube will not let super chat work for me. I have a new credit card and still no, but I have loved watching you. Oh, hey, well, no worries. Yeah, YouTube is, don't get me started on YouTube. Sometimes they have some problems. Silver Star says the Ravens. Ooh, I think that was a Raven call. Yep, we have our Ravens back there. I heard it going. Anita says water, us, H2O, mem and nun. Yes. Okay, so let's take a look at ZA. Inner temple devotion, tune into the portal in your heart. Wow, that makes sense. Probably why I was seeing like the rose petals in the water and just like undulating rose petals. Cause I'm like, what does rose petal have to do with like, I don't know, this energy called Za, which I was feeling like was more like extraterrestrial, type energy. But the frequency these beings are at is at our heart frequency. Um, so they probably, felt a bit of that activation during our light language activation that we were doing because it felt like we were moving up through all the chakras. So at a certain point, I know that we were at the heart. And oh, by the way, I'm wearing all kinds of rose quartz today. I've been like tapped into like heart energy right now. So that's also rather interesting, a beautiful synchronicity. So I feel like these beings, like I said, or like you said, that you're just kind of starting to feel them out. You're still at the getting to know each other type stage. So just know that they are at the vibration of our heart's frequency. Like that is how they enter and exit, is through the frequency of the heart. And usually we like to say that the heart aspect is the frequency of love, and love is what has created everything, like all dimensions, all universes. That source energy itself is the frequency of love. And it's not, yes, there's different aspects. We have platonic love, we have romantic love, we have, love for oneself, we have love for everyone around us, we have love for the planet. There's all these different types of love, but there's a frequency that we just give the name love, that is the creator of all things. And so it feels like they are of that vibration. Like that is their portal. That is where they come in and come out. So when you're connecting with them, you may want to connect directly to your own heart space and see if you can see them in there. Not like they're hiding inside your body, but I hope you understand what I'm saying, that that is kind of where they reside. And it seems like that's where they're going to help you most, is getting you to understand your own portal that is within your energy and within your physical body, your vessel, how to work with it even more. Because yes, we work with like meditation, we work with crystals, we work with all this, but it seems like they want to show you that there's so many other ways that we could work with that heart chakra, that you can work with that heart energy. Um, and so many other ways that you can tap into not only other aspects of yourself, but all the aspects that are you, but live outside of you as well, to gain greater understanding. And this is like a new level of learning, which is why they're here at this time. But they're going to be helping you with this portal right here, your heart. So hope that makes sense. Whoo! Um, John says, yes, like the tesseract, but a flower. Yes, exactly. And Anita said, lotus, Vishnu. Yeah, definitely that type of energy as well. And John says, the only thing they've said so far is journey. Well, the journey is right here. That's awesome. Anita says, love the bracelets. Well, thank you. Normally I make my own bracelets. These ones I didn't make, but normally I have all the bracelets that I do make. And John says, I mean, a couple other things, but it's the only specific message. Okay, is journey. And Anita says, love is love, everything we do, electric dreams, love. Oh, so John, thank you so much. So John bought a reading for Anita. Thank you so much. Anita says, hi, John, the Baptist, one of my favorite characters, caramel hair and honeybees. John says, yes, I've had a lot of energetic shifts, mostly heart space, but definitely whole field. And then Arc TV says, I've been binge watching all your channelings. Much love and light to you. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Hey, remember, if you have any suggestions for future channelings, I have a whole list. I keep adding to that list, so I'd be more than happy. But thank you, John, for getting a reading for Anita. So Anita, let me know if you would like me to pull a card for you on a questions you have, maybe a general message, some general guidance from your higher self, or like I said, I have my feature cards. We can maybe pull a few cards to get a idea of an energy that is working most closely with you right now, and then taking the information you get here, and then you could take it into meditation with you later. Anita says, thank you, John. Yes, does TS love me? Okay. All right. So let's grab a card here. Silver Star says, such a sweetheart, John. John says, there we go. Another from the family. I know, right? Dude. Collect them all. Okay. So TS, let's tap into TS. Okay, tapping in through your energy right now so I can find TS's energy. So there's a oldies song that's playing right now, Rockin' Robin. Rockin' Robin, tweet, tweet, tweedly-dee. Go Rockin' Robin, because we're really gonna rock tonight. Tweet, tweet, tweedly-dee, tweety, dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee, dee-dee-dee, dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Go rock Robin all day long, rocking a bopping and a singing this song. All the little birds on Surfing Street, all the little birds go tweet, 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 rockin' Robin, tweet, tweet, tweetly dee. Okay, interesting. So that's just the song that popped up when I was tapping into your energy to get a hold of TS's energy. Excuse me. And we have fill up your well, retreat, rest, refuel. Okay, so let's tap into this about TS. Okay. Okay. So I'm saying at the moment, um, as far as being like in love, 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 like being in the ocean of love, being in the ocean of romantic love with you right now, not quite there yet with TS. It seems like it's like I was seeing you guys as like two different like cups. You know, you have this cup over here where like your water level seems to be full sometimes and then it dramatically drops to the bottom, like the cup is empty and then it's full again and then it drops to the bottom again. And then we have TS who's slowly trying to fill up their well, fill up their cup. And it feels like both of you are at different levels when it comes to how you offer up love to another. So this person can very well like you a lot, but this person is understanding what love means to them, how they have accepted love in the past, how they've given love in the past, how people who've loved them, like mother and father, siblings, community members, friends, how they've shown love to this person. And this person is trying to figure out how to love differently this time. So I wouldn't say they're at a place where they're in love, because they're trying to figure out what that even means. Like, what does that mean for me? How do I feel that in my body? How do I feel that in my energy? How do I feel like I'm always full so that I'm never draining my cup when I give it to another? That we basically, both of our cups are full. Like I said, remember I kept saying it looked like the water level was out of sync in these two glasses, in these two vessels. But once they're in sync, it's like we can give to each other and we're never really losing our energy in that way. It's like it's co-creation, it's beautiful, it's balanced, it's that temperance card of just basically filling each other up at the same time, one neither depleting the other, but more a beautiful balance. And that feels like what TS, maybe not in a conscious way, but what this person is more feeling at a subconscious level, what their soul is getting ready to do is trying to understand how they can have a beautiful relationship like that, where I'm not depleting myself just to gain the love of another. It's the feeling that I already am love. I'm filled up already. And here I've met another person who is also love. They also know their worth. They also, have self-love. And together we create something beautiful, a beautiful exchange of that love energy, that frequency. So I do feel that this person has feelings for you, yes, but in the in love stage, not quite yet, because this person's still figuring out what love means for them. And interesting, we were just talking about that earlier, the LOVE, that whole frequency of love. um Let's see. Go back here. Anita said, John, super adorability. John says, Jesus, Mary, John the Baptist, also connected with the river and water energy. Very true. Wow. Dude, this is awesome. Carrie Ann says, hello again. Anita says, I love that. Um, Carrie Ann says, did you see N and I getting back together? Does he love me? We could do a super chat or super sticker, just like our friend Anita and John. So yeah, just let me know. Let's see. And then Anita said, thank you so much. You are very welcome. So thank you guys. And especially thank you, John, for offering up that donation reading for our friend Anita. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so let's have another spot of water. Man, it's nice out. Let me tell you guys. Oh, hey, that's me and my cohiba. I love a good cigar, you guys. Like, I don't like have multiple cigars a day, but on a road trip, it's just awesome to have a nice cigar. Maybe it brings back to my ancestral roots, just smoking the tobacco leaf and feeling that it is a connection with spirit. So I don't know. That's kind of me when I'm like tapping in with the cigar. I'm just like tapping into my roots. Okay. So let me know if there are any other super chats or super stickers. And if not, then let's do a channel guided meditation geared towards the divine masculine for Father's Day. Let's do that. Anita says, I'm reloading my brass pipe. Shh. Hey, no worries, no worries. Okay. So okay, where could I put this camera? Well, I'm definitely going to get out of your guys' way so you don't have to stare at me during the this channeled guided meditation. But for all the messages that came up today, you know, with the weekly reading, the message that came through for John, the message that came through for our friend Anita, all the other messages that you guys had, taking that into account with, you know, this honoring of the divine masculine today, and remembering that, you know, it's something to be honored every day, you know, divine feminine and divine masculine. It's in all things. Remember, I said everything bleeds together. Everything is in everything else. There's light and shadow, shadow and light, feminine in the masculine, masculine in the feminine. And hopefully, you know, maybe we can utilize this to our advantage, you know, to help us along on our journey. So Silver Star says, I get my live resin. Cheers to that green style. Eh. Cheers to the greens. Maybe I will do that later today. Go hit up the little trees. We'll see. Anita says, a very happy unbirthday to all of us. Yes, yes, for sure. And then John says, it says, no, that's great. My grandmother said, everybody loves a good cigar. Maybe I'll connect with my feminine lineage of magic with a cigar in her memory. Oh my gosh, that would be awesome. Dude, that would be so awesome. I love that. You know, when I have smoked cigar in like ceremony, like if I was doing like a meditation, I would, you know, first, like, you know, it's the whole thing. It's the lighting it. It's the, you know, just like tasting it before you've even lit it, and like connecting to that earthly aspect and knowing that, and this third dimensional respect anyway, everything coming from the earth, you know, being birthed from it and then going back into it, you know, once we pass, and just like feeling that as I'm lighting up the cigar. And then whatever energy I want to connect to, like let's say I wanted to connect to my grandmother or something, I would set that intention. And so as I like breathe in the smoke into my mouth, it's like trying to connect to her energy, and as I breathe it out, just like, you know, releasing and equalizing both of our energies so that we can connect more easily. So I mean, that's just like how I do it, you do it how you you do it, but I just thought I would just kind of share that. Time Harvest says, no, I missed it. Oh, it's okay, dude. You've made it in time for the guided meditation. Anita says, who doesn't love Alice in Wonderland, or is it Willy Wonka better? I like Willy Wonka and Alice in Wonderland. I like the who are you? The smoking caterpillar. I love it. Everybody's saying hello. Anita says cigar tastes. Yes, that start. And John said, yeah, only using a match. Oh, all right. Matches. And Silver Star says, happy very unbirthday to you. And we're all a little more here. All right. Anita says, thank you. And then, who are you? Smoking Caterpillar. Yes. Love that guy. All right. So like I said, I'm going to move out of the way. Oh yeah, I was going to pull a card to focus the divine masculine energy for this channel guided meditation. Let's see. Ooh. Speaking of divine masculine, here's a divine feminine that embodies the divine masculine. So she is a wonderful harmony of both, and that is Athena, inner strength. I think they say that she was born of Zeus's thigh or out of his head, or she was born of a piece of her father, and the father representing the ultimate divine masculine, and then her being born of him. It's this beautiful balance of that masculine and that feminine, so that she is both action oriented and laser focused, and thought process, all of that, being her masculine side, but then her divine feminine, allowing her to connect with the emotions and the waters, and being able to receive and sit with energy sometimes. So having that beautiful balance between masculine and feminine. So I think that that'll be a really good energy to tap into for our channel guided meditation. So that is what I'm going to tap into, actually. um, and John says the caterpillar was based on Aleister Crowley. Really? The more you know. Do, do, do. Wow. I did not know that. Oh, Anita says, okay, so yeah, so she came out of Zeus's head. Oh yeah, that's why she has the owl and knowledge and intellect. I remember that now. Because she came out of her father's head. Silver Star says, my favorite too, definitely my sister. Anita says, Prometheus had to help give birth. All right. You guys are a wealth of knowledge. That's why I love you guys. I learn so much. Okay, so I'm going to get out of the way, and I'm going to bring this out here. I mean, I don't know if I could zoom in. No, I can't zoom in. So, hold on. There's like a little fuzz right by my camera. Sorry, guys. There we go. You got to see Attack of the Fingers. Okay, so you guys have this beautiful forest to go stare at while we get ready for this meditation. And so we were going to connect kind of to what Athena represents, that balance of masculine and feminine. So I would like to tap into the divine masculine energy, and seeing where we can bring that into balance in our life, and also seeing how we can heal our divine masculine aspect, just like we would do healing for our divine feminine aspect. All right, so you guys go ahead and find yourself a nice, comfortable space, a place you will be undisturbed for the next several minutes. You could be lying in your bed, sitting in a chair. Perhaps you are seated on the ground. Maybe you're leaning underneath your favorite tree. Whatever you feel is most comfortable for you. And as you get yourself situated, go ahead and bring your awareness to your breath, feeling that rise and fall of your chest, feeling the breath entering past your lips, into the throat, into the lungs, into the diaphragm, the stomach, the legs, the feet, the toes, the arms, fingertips, right behind your eyes, filling up every aspect of your physical and energetic form. And as you breathe out, releasing all of that heavy energy that is no longer useful for you on this beautiful journey that you are on. Releasing it from your eyes, from your temples, from your neck, feeling the shoulders dropping away from the ears, feeling relaxed through the torso as you allow that breath to escape your lips. And continue breathing in and out in this fashion, feeling invigorated and feeling relaxation with every exhale. So now we bring our awareness to our head, Our physical head encompasses our brain, parts of our veins and bone, our eyes, our nasal passages, our teeth, our lips, our ears, our hair, our auditory function. And I want you to feel the divine masculine energy and where it sits in your head. Perhaps you feel it in your forehead. Maybe you feel it behind your eyes. Maybe you feel it in one particular tooth, or perhaps you do not feel it at all. We're not here to analyze or judge. We're here to make note, to just observe. And we can meditate on this later. We can write about it later. But for now, we are observing, where does the divine masculine sit in your head? Where do you feel it? Perhaps you see it. Perhaps it sounds like a song. Perhaps it's just a feeling or a taste. And we move down into our throat, our neck, feeling our trachea, our neck muscles. Where is the divine masculine in your neck? And then we move down into our shoulders and our chest, our back, our stomach. Where do you feel the divine masculine in this area? Do you feel it in your shoulder blades, in your spine, in your muscles, perhaps in your lungs or your heart, your diaphragm, your intestines, your stomach? Do you feel it in your reproductive organs? Where do you feel the masculine? We move down into our arms, all the bone and muscle and veins and ligaments that hold these appendages together. Where do you feel the divine masculine? Again, we're just taking note. We're just witnessing, observing. We can analyze later. But now we are just feeling, just listening, smelling, tasting, looking. Move down into our hips, our legs, our toes, feeling the bone, the muscle, the ligaments, the arteries, everything that encompasses this part of our physical body. Where do you feel it? Where do you hear it? Where do you see it? The divine masculine. Now that you have this awareness of where exactly you feel your masculine in your body, we are going to bring out a beautiful ball of light that stands before us, a beautiful balance of masculine and feminine energy. Whatever that looks like to you or feels like to you, see it as this beautiful balance and allow it to show you within your physical form where there is an imbalance of your masculine and your feminine. Where is the masculine out of balance? Where does it need a bit more love? Where does it need more care? Where does it need more understanding or knowledge? Allow this energy to show you, because this energy is you. Perhaps you might feel an emotion at this moment, just a feeling, perhaps a memory popping up in your head as it shows you exactly where in the body you're holding this imbalance. Allow it to have space. Allow it to show you the cause of this imbalance. Perhaps it's something that happened long ago in another lifetime, perhaps in this lifetime. Perhaps it's a belief. Maybe it's a action, a habit. And allow this beautiful ball of light, this balanced light, to fill this aspect of you with healing light. Understanding that there will be many layers to pull back later, but for now we are giving it space and we are sending it light, the love frequency of Source itself. And we honor this aspect of ourselves by promising to come back and work with it, listen to it, help it to heal, and help to bring it back into balance. And when you feel ready, thank the beautiful balanced ball of light. Allow it to disperse back into all things. Feel yourself whole, loved, seen. Bring your awareness back into your form, perhaps wiggling your fingers and toes, maybe even having yourself a little stretch. All right, you guys. Well, thank you for joining me today. Hey, hold on. There were some more. Oh, there we go. There were some more comments here. Time Harvest says, I'm locked in. Ooh, wow. Anita says, Athena, Poseidon, step back. I felt it in my kingdom molecule, the base of the tree. And Duality Tales said, thank you. Always a pleasure. And John says, thank you. Mods, yes to all the mods. And Time Harvest says, that was a good meditation. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I was just kind of going with what my intuition wanted. Oh yeah, I guess you guys didn't really get to see my shirt. It's kind of a funny shirt. But anyway, check it out. All sugar, no daddy. I thought it was funny. Anyway, so like I said, after this chat, I gotta go give my father a call, Happy Father's Day call. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. If you are celebrating Father's Day here in the United States, lots of love, like I said, to all of the versions of father that exists out there: foster dads, adoptive dads, stepdads, daddy dads, sugar daddies, I don't know, doggy daddies, kitty daddies, animal daddies, forest daddies, all the daddies out there. So anyway, thank you guys so much. We have some fun birthday pics for you guys if you guys want to continue checking those out. I'll bring the camera back to the forest so you can stare at the forest too. But I thank you guys for hanging out with me today. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out. Bye, guys.